Welcome everyone, thank you for joining us to spend time with God and experience His presence through His Word. Song of Solomon 4 KJV 1 Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes. Within thy locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Mount Gilead. To thy teeth are like a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which came up from the washing, whereof every one bare twins, and none is barren among them. 3 Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like a piece of a pomegranate within thy locks. 4 Thy neck is like the tower of David, builded for an armory, whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers, all shields of mighty men. 5 Thy 2 breasts are like 2 young roes, that are twins, which feed among the lilies. 6 Until the day break, and the shadows flee away, I will get me to the mountain of myrrh, and to the hill of frankincense. 7 Thou art all fair, my love. There is no spot in thee. 8 Come with me from Lebanon, my spouse. With me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana, from the top of Shenir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. 9 Thou hast ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes, with one chain of thy neck. 10 How fair is thy love, my sister, my spouse. How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointments than all spices. 11 Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue, and the smell of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. 12 A garden enclosed is my sister, my spouse. A spring shut up, a fountain sealed. 13 Thy plants are an orchard of pomegranates, with pleasant fruits. Camphire, with spikenard. 14 Spikenard and saffron. Calamus and cinnamon, with all trees of frankincense. Myrrh and aloes, with all the chief spices. 15 A fountain of gardens, a well of living waters and streams from Lebanon. 16 Awake, O north wind, and come, thou south. Blow upon my garden, that the spices thereof may flow out. Let my beloved come into his garden, and eat his pleasant fruits. Song of Solomon 5, KJV 1 I am come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends. Drink, yea, drink abundantly, O beloved. 2 I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, Open to me, my sister, my love. My dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. 3 I have put off my coat. How shall I put it on? I have washed my feet. How shall I defile them? 4 My beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door, and my bowels were moved for him. 5 I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh, upon the handles of the lock. 6 I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself, and was gone. My soul failed when he spake. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. 7 The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me, they wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. 8 I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if ye find my beloved, that ye tell him, that I am sick of love. 9 What is thy beloved more than another beloved, O thou fairest among women? What is thy beloved more than another beloved, that thou dost so charge us? 10 My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. 11 His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. 12 His eyes are as the eyes of doves by the rivers of waters, washed with milk and fitly set. 13 His cheeks are as a bed of spices, as sweet flowers. His lips like lilies, dropping sweet-smelling myrrh. 14 His hands are as gold rings set with the beryl. His belly is as bright ivory overlaid with sapphires. 15 His legs are as pillars of marble, set upon sockets of fine gold. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. 16 His mouth is most sweet. Yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend. O daughters of Jerusalem. Song of Solomon 6, KJV. 1 Whither is thy beloved gone? O thou fairest among women? Whither is thy beloved turned aside? That we may seek him with thee. 2 My beloved is gone down into his garden, to the beds of spices, to feed in the gardens, and to gather lilies. 3 I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He feedeth among the lilies. 4 Thou art beautiful, O my love, as Tirzah, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners. 5 Turn away thine eyes from me, for they have overcome me. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Gilead. 6 Thy teeth are as a flock of sheep, which go up from the washing, whereof every one beareth twins, and there is not one barren among them. 7 As a piece of a pomegranate are thy temples, within thy locks. 8 There are 80 queens, and 80 concubines, and virgins without number. 9 My dove, my undefiled is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her that bare her. The daughters saw her, and blessed her. Yea, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. 10 Who is she that looketh forth as the morning? Fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and terrible as an army with banners? 11 I went down into the garden of nuts, to see the fruits of the valley, and to see whether the vine flourished, and the pomegranates budded. 12 Or ever I was aware, my soul made me like the chariots of Amminadib. 13 Return, return, O Shulamite. Return, return, that we may look upon thee. What will ye see in the Shulamite? As it were the company of 2 armies. Galatians 2, KJV. 1 Then 14 years after I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas, and took Titus with me also. 2 And I went up by revelation, and communicated unto them that gospel which I preach among the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation, lest by any means I should run, or had run, in vain. 3 But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. 4 And that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty which we have in Christ Jesus, that they might bring us into bondage. 5 To whom we gave place by subjection, no, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue with you. 6 But of these who seemed to be somewhat, whatsoever they were, it maketh no matter to me, God accepteth no man's person, for they who seemed to be somewhat in conference added nothing to me. 7 But contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me, as the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter. 8 For he that wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me toward the Gentiles. 9 And when James, Cephas, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave to me and Barnabas the right hands of fellowship, that we should go unto the heathen, and they unto the circumcision. 10 Only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do. 11 But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed. 12 For before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles, but when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. 13 And the other Jews dissembled likewise with him, insomuch that Barnabas also was carried away with their dissimulation. 14 But when I saw that they walked not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before them all, If thou, being a Jew, livest after the manner of Gentiles, and not as do the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as do the Jews? 15 We who are Jews by nature, and not sinners of the Gentiles. 16 Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ, even we have believed in Jesus Christ, that we might be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. 17 But if, while we seek to be justified by Christ, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Christ the minister of sin? God forbid. 18 For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. 19 For I through the law am dead to the law, that I might live unto God. 20 I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me, and the life which I now live in the flesh I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me, and gave himself for me. 21 I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Psalm 143 KJV. A Psalm of David. 1 Hear my prayer, O Lord, give ear to my supplications. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness. 2 And enter not into judgment with thy servant. For in thy sight shall no man living be justified. 3 For the enemy hath persecuted my soul, he hath smitten my life down to the ground. He hath made me to dwell in darkness, as those that have been long dead. 4 Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is desolate. 5 I remember the days of old, I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands. 6 I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee, as a thirsty land. Selah. 7 Hear me speedily, O Lord, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go down into the pit. 8 Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. 9 Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. 10 Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good, lead me into the land of uprightness. 11 Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake. For thy righteousness' sake bring my soul out of trouble. 12 And of thy mercy cut off mine enemies. And destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant. If this kind of video helps you, please let us know by clicking on the subscribe button, share with your family and friends that they, too, can partake of this bread of life, and leave us an encouraging comment to keep going.